I'm Victoria Morgan, and I'm the choreographer for Princess the Pea.
What inspired you to create this ballet?
Well, I think Carmen and I were having a conversation, and he did the wonderful music for Peter Pan, and Carmen has this very almost, well, it's really sort of Broadway musical, and it's lively and entertaining and sort of fun-loving. And so when we were talking about creating a work, we also, it's interesting, there's a lot of ballets out there that are for families like Sleeping Beauty, and Cinderella, but something like Princess and the Pea just felt so whimsical and so easy to play with and develop and evolve. So we started talking about Princess and the Pea like right off the bat. I read the Hans Christian Andersen story, and it's about a page long. So, you can't create a whole 30, 35-minute ballet on a page of text. So we really went in and we thought about how do we develop the characters and how do we bring this out and elongate it so it can actually be a full one-act ballet. And we started by putting together a storyboard, and we were laughing hysterically because we were talking about, there's a presto princess who moves really fast, and then there's Princess Pat, who is just really over the top, and Princess Peril, who is a princess who was constantly falling. So in the Hans Christian Andersen story, it simply says the prince is supposed to marry, or he wants to marry, and none of the princesses, there's something wrong with each of the princesses. So it took us a lot longer to say what it took Hans Christian Andersen, 2 sentences. There's been all kinds of shifts and changes, and that has so much to do with the dancers and their personalities and their style and orientation and their strengths and their technique. I've never actually had an amazing jester like Servilio Amador, and he is doing the jester part, and so we're adding turns and we're adding battues and we're accentuating things that we wouldn't have done in the past. I think also there's some bravery. I think it's hard to make a ballet that is funny. I mean, ballet, we're so serious, and to make something that has a sense of humor about it. And so in some ways, also, I know the dancers well. Most of them I've worked with for the past 5 or 6 years. So we can get really down and comfortable and wacky and crazy with each other. So I would say that, the subtle thing that doesn't feel so subtle in rehearsal is that I think it's going to be actually just a little more over the top.